About the rest of you?
I just don't think that Kamala Harris has anything vested in the air finger quote black or Hispanic experience in so much as it would be identified by anybody that lives in those communities.
You're saying you don't think that she can help black or brown people?
No, I mean, going to Howard don't make you black.
A conversation that quickly turned to this moment.
You feel some kinship towards her as a mixed person?
Not personally. I find a lot of her trajectory to not be my brand of woman leader. We've got 3 major international crises going on and someone applying to be commander-in-chief. As a woman, I want to see you do more than, appeal to giggling and having a girl moment on the stage.
You feel some kinship?
Woo! Oh, MSNBC didn't want to hear that. Oh, the Obamas didn't want to hear that. Big Mike. Oh, Big Mike. Oh, Hillary didn't want to hear that. The lefties didn't want to hear that. Oh, yeah, they did not want to hear that. People are fed up, man. People are fed up. Surprised MSNBC didn't cut the feed. All right, as I pour up this blue raspberry, strawberry, blackberry drizzle, I got one thing to tell y'all. One big thing. Probably the best thing I might say this whole show. One love, one race, the human race. One love, one race, the human race, man. We got to come together, baby. I don't care about no identity politics. I don't care if she isn't black, ain't black, Indian, Latino, Vietnamese, Filipino. I don't care if she's Caucasian. We got to save America, man. And there's a lot of people that need to be held accountable. And as you can see in that intro, you know what I'm saying? People are sick and tired. People are sick and tired. Voters are sick and tired. The American people are sick and tired. And we want our tax dollars back. We want every last tax dollar back. I ain't lying to you. We want every last tax dollar back. You know, it's just been a complete show. A circus. With the left and these Democrats have put we the people last. You know, and we're sick of all this manipulation, this pandering. We sick of Hollywood, you know. Could care less about you and your family. We are sick and tired, man. Puppets. Puppets. And I don't care what she identifies as. Black, purple, red, orange, green, blue. Don't care. She needs to be far away from the White House. And then now wants a promotion. You know? And I want to ask y'all, how has the last 3.5, 4 years been for you and your family, your friends, your neighbors? Just ask people, how has the last 3.5, 4 years been for them? People are sick and tired. 2 to 3, 4 jobs, overtime, and tons are retired, you know? Tons have made the ultimate sacrifice. You got people homeless, struggling, businesses are shutting down. Lost their job. Now it's hard to get a job. It's crap, man. It is crap. You know, credit cards are maxed out. It's ridiculous, man. People making life decisions inside of a grocery store. But when it comes down to an election, it's always a race has to be so important. And that's what's wrong with some of these race baiting and race hustlers. You know, I got a small percentage of my family, and I've already got into an argument with one of my family members. You know, talking about you're a black man, you should be going for a black woman. Get that shit out of here. She isn't qualified. And then they call you racist when you say stuff like this. DEI, not qualified, unqualified. She's not qualified. Sorry to break it to you. Up there laughing and giggling, nothing's funny. Millions are struggling and dying. And they owe Trump an apology. They blame Trump for everything. The fake news, CNN, MSNBC, all the, and again, and that's one reason why I call it fake news. And you see a lot of people are coming out that were anti-Trump, never Trumpers, Gen Z, blacks, Hispanics, everybody that was brainwashed by the media. And they're coming out and saying, I owe Trump an apology. You see it every day now. You see everybody, a lot of people coming out now. It's all over on my timeline, on my For You pages. People even tag me in all these videos that people are posting now. Because they were brainwashed. And they had that TDS, Trump derangement syndrome. Now, some people have TDS stage 4. And when you get stage 4, ain't no coming back. Ain't no coming back from, I'm telling you. And I got a special video we're going to be doing later today or tomorrow. I might have it out today or tomorrow of a former liberal speaking of being Trump deranged. And he figured out that, you know, how bad they lied on Trump. All the bias reporting. The fake articles, the fake reports. How they made Trump look like such a bad guy when he was doing the completely opposite. Everybody's waking up, man. But I want to get into this video by Liberal Hive Mind about these this focus group. And as you've seen on these last CNN, MSNBC, all these focus groups, you know, people are sick and tired, man. You know, and I believe if everything's fair this year, there will be history made on this election map in 2024. I'm telling you, things are going to turn red. History, Trump is going to make history, y'all, if it's done fair. And as you can see right now, we looked at the recent polls, and I tell you, we can't be looking at no polls, but if you look now, Trump has shot through the roof and almost every last poll. The honeymoon stage is over. And then it's sad that your only winning point that they can say is identity politics, first black woman. And the second one kills me. This second one is the worst. It's not worse than that, but it's ridiculous. Joy. We're running this campaign off joy. Joy and banning fracking. You just can't make this up, man. The last 3.5, 4 years have been dog. And then 12 out of the 16 years. But hey, we blame Trump on everything. It's all Trump's fault. And then take credit for the things Trump bought into place. It's ridiculous, man. And there's a lot of people that need to be held accountable. Hands behind your back. And we want our tax dollars back. I speak for every hardworking American, every taxpayer. I speak for the ones that are sick and tired, man. To the ones that are struggling. To the ones that just want to change. Sick of these liars and these failures, man. This leadership. But we blame Trump for everything. And again, they wipe this whole Trump advance ticket, they wiped through the mud. They wiped Republicans through the mud, man. Through the mud, you know. And I'm not saying that not every Republican is the best. You know, and I don't agree with every single thing. But they have been wiped through the mud. And the Democrats put the American people last. We the people last. Hardworking American citizens last. We want our tax dollars back. You see what they got going on and what they passing out. Passing out free homes, free food, health care, 0% down. I mean, it's ridiculous what is taking place, man. Meanwhile, you got people struggling, veterans struggling on the street. Dying. Look at the economy. People are making life decisions inside of a grocery store. Businesses are shutting down. People are losing their jobs. Crime. People are scared to walk down the street. People are scared to send their kids to school.
So here we go. We got yet again another controversy. The left is real mad. Mad at what exactly, you ask? Well, you know, the usual. The left is mad that a biracial man has a different opinion from them. As we know, the leftoids believe this to be illegal. The inclusive, anti-racist left has a real hard time with ideological diversity within certain groups of people. A really interesting scenario we got here. After Kamala Harris's CNN interview, MSNBC decided to do a focus group, and one of the individuals on the panel happened to be a black conservative, and apparently, according to leftoids, that's unacceptable. And supposedly the man infiltrated the focus group, because apparently you're not allowed to be a pro-Trump individual in a focus group giving your opinion. Yeah, real interesting take, but if that's the stance that leftoids want to take, then sure, let's run with it. Absolute base Chad. Oh, he infiltrated the MSNBC focus group, I guess to spread red pills to the masses. Let's have a conversation about it. The left is offended by it. I think it's a good thing. In fact, I think it provides a little bit of ideological balance where it doesn't exist at MSNBC. Let me show you guys exactly what happened. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, so the leftoid accounts are real pissed about this. A member of MSNBC focus group of mixed race voters attacked Vice President Kamala Harris over her race, but it turns out that Abdul Ali is a GOP congressional candidate and pro-Trump podcaster. Ooh.
Raise your hand if you are a Republican, Democrat, Independent. Does the way that you identify racially impact your politics, or specifically how you plan to vote this election?
Absolutely.
How so?
I'm not going to lend my support behind someone who does not support people who look like me.
I don't think he sees me as who I am.
Former President Donald Trump.
Yes.
And what about the rest of you?
I just don't think that Kamala Harris has anything vested in the air finger quote black or Hispanic experience in so much as it would be identified by anybody that lives in those communities.
You're saying you don't think that she can help black or brown people?
No, I mean, going to Howard don't make you black.
A conversation that quickly turned to this moment in a July interview at the National Association of Black Journalists.
I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
What did you think when you heard those comments?
Highly offensive. I mean, I think probably every multiracial, mixed race, biracial person has had the experience of someone else telling them that they are not something enough. I think it's kind of triggering, right?
Highly offensive. Man,
I think it is impossible to be biracial in America.
No, and then meanwhile, everybody is trying to figure out what is she? Everybody's trying to figure out, you know. But again, Trump calls her for what it is, and they just try to find the littlest thing to wipe him through the money. He knew he was gonna get treated rude, nasty, and disrespectful. The way that reporter Rachel Scott started it off, he knew what was coming, walking in there. Just as him and Vance have been doing almost 30, 40 hours worth of interviews every single week. He probably even more than that. They hold something every single day almost, even on the weekends. But we wait 40 days for her first interview for a so-called presidential candidate. Again, you got people that are clapping puppets and if you want this for another 4 years, yeah, okay. Telling you, man, people are laughing at us. World leaders are laughing right now. They're laughing at this right now. They probably even called Trump and laugh. I kid you not. They probably called Trump and laugh. Saying, "Oh man, I hope the election. I hope it's all fair this year for you, buddy." Because man, We are having a good laugh over here. We don't know how they allowed that to happen. I bet you they call Trump and say stuff like that. I'm telling you.
And I think that it requires that you're covering all bases at all times. And it requires constant recognition of both identities. And I think when Donald Trump says stuff like that about Kamala Harris and implies that she's like picking a race for political advantage, it's tapping into an incredibly familiar sentiment that I think everyone on this panel can understand.
Marie and Adul, as Trump supporters, when you heard that comment, as mixed people, how did it register with you?
Well, my first thought was, that wasn't very well thought out. At the same time, though, when I heard it, I didn't hear it as an attack on blacks or Indians. I heard it more so of him commenting towards identity politics and the appeal that some take to play up one side of their race over the other.
Adul, I see you nodding your head.
I agree with him. I didn't know she identified as black because everything I saw was first South Asian, first Indian. There's none of that identified as black.
Regardless of her parents, I mean, she was born in this country, and she identifies as a black person in this country in an American way, in a uniquely American context.
I've never heard her identify herself as a black woman.
She said multiple times she's a black woman.
I've never heard it.
But I'm black.
Yes.
And I'm proud of being black.
Politics.
I should note that one of the gentlemen we spoke to there, Adul Ali, is currently a Republican candidate for North Carolina's 12th congressional district. His opponent is Representative Alma Adams, who was elected back in 2014. But what's
Okay, I'm failing to see the issue here. I'm a little bit confused, to be honest. So what is it exactly that the left is so offended by? The fact that you have a black man here who was president?
We're ready for him to get off air. I know we're all thinking the same thing. We're ready for this crap to all get off. We're sick of MSNBC, man. CNN, all of them. They all owe Trump an apology, too. Tons of people need to be held accountable, man. You know? And you wonder why he says fake news. Look at the fake news in the back. Look at the fake, because you know they're waiting for him to say anything so they can spin it, take it out of context to make him look like such a bad, evil guy. And I'm so glad that a lot of people are waking up this year and they're seeing what's actually taking place, man, because it's terrible. It is terrible, man. How they've wiped this man through the mud. And not just him. Oh, not just him. Oh, they wiped a lot of people through the mud. They wiped a lot of stuff through the mud. But Trump is one of the most ones that's been wiped through the mud the most. You know, he says something about common sense. They wipe him through the mud. And that's something we don't have in this country, as you can see. The woke culture of no common sense. And now look what we're sitting in. A pile of dog. That's what we're sitting in right now. No common sense anymore. And we need common sense back. You know? But they say MAGA is this, MAGA's crazy, MAGA's conspiracy theories, MAGA's this, MAGA, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I wear my hat proudly, man. They wanted to make MAGA look as such bad individuals, you know. But I tell you, MAGA has a lot of common sense. A lot of common sense. Common sense. Has nothing to do with a Project 2025. None of these lies has nothing to do with a Project 2025, has nothing to do with a Trump's presidency. Sorry to break your feelings. Sorry to break your heart. MAGA is common sense. To save America. To get back on track. Because America isn't America anymore, you guys, as you can see. Millions are struggling and dying. And quite frankly, we the people have been put last. And those celebrities coming out and endorsing this crap and NBA players and I don't give a how good you can shoot a basketball or 3-point or dribble or throw a football, you know? And most quarterbacks in the NFL, they've already endorsed Trump, you know? But as you can see, those NBA actors in Hollywood coming out at the DNC, you know, they don't care about the America. They got their big, nice check and nice mansions and all kind of crap. And some of them just want to see a woman or a colored person in there anyways. But the color, woman, gender, identity politics has nothing to do with any... Who is qualified? At the end of the day, who is qualified? Who is qualified? If you compare the records, if you compare the candidates, it's clear. It's clear who has, you know, the proven track record, the proven leadership. Yeah, he might have hurt your feelings. And he's probably going to hurt your feelings again because he keeps it real. But we do live in a time where there's a lot of sensitive people. No tough skin. Suck it up. In this life you live, you got to have tough skin.
Present on a panel and had a different opinion than you're emotionally comfortable with handling? What exactly is the suggestion? That conservative black people not be included in the public conversation? That it's somehow wrong to include them in focus groups? Give me a frickin' break. The reality is, black conservatives exist, and this is a reality that leftoids ought to get used to and used to quick, because guess what? Newsflash, there's more and more of them by the day as your insane policies continue to push black men away from the Democrat Party. You know,
and I'm one of them. And y'all know I grew up in a Democratic family. We were the ones clapping and screaming and hollering when Obama won. I was brainwashed by the media. I can admit it. I was a never Trumper. And one of the big reasons that brainwashed me was I thought he was the people and everybody was racist. I was one of those ones that was brainwashed. I admit it. Then I woke up. I was waking up. You know? I started doing my research, man. I started reading. I started looking up this, that. Looking at documentaries. Understanding what are they talking about? Fake news. What is this? What is that? What is this? Why do people say this about Trump? I started doing all this research and thinking for myself. You have to think for yourself, y'all, or you're gonna be far lost, far gone. And for some people that can't think for themselves, you could see it. Their life is miserable. They can't think for themselves. Your life is miserable. Your life is miserable if you can't think for yourself. You know, it's already miserable living under this leadership. But your life is even way more miserable if you can't think for yourself. Just be honest with you.
I don't know if leftoids realize, but this focus group wasn't a focus group of undecided voters, people pretending to be nonpartisan or on the fence, independents who don't know who they're going to vote for. It was simply a group of mixed-raced voters giving their opinions. And yeah, the reality is there's people who have different opinions that you might not agree with, and those people ought to be represented. But of course, the Democrat view is that he's a Republican GOP shill that was sent to attack Kamala Harris. What an absurd statement. He was sent to push the party talking points. No, he wasn't. He's a man who ran his own congressional bid for office, who happens to do a political podcast where he gives a right-wing opinion. There's nothing wrong with that at all. You know, like I said earlier, I think this was a breath of fresh air. Finally, an opposing view was represented on MSNBC, and his view in particular is a relevant view. It's not just a Republican attack line that one of Trump's minions is pushing as he's infiltrated this focus group. No, it's actually a very positive popular, pervasive view that a lot of people share.
What do you guys think about Kamala?
It'll be cool.
She's terrible. If she comes into office, it will be done.
It'll be cool to see a female black. You know, she's half black, not fully black, but it'll be cool to see a black president,
Western Indian,
female black president. But I'm definitely voting for Trump.
Let me tell you something. She tries to get the black vote because if you look at her past things and maybe 10, 15 years ago when she's in interviews, she identifies as West Indian.
She does.
The only way that she's identified as African American is right now, because she wants the voters, but she doesn't give a fuck. Because where was she at in these past 4 years if she's vice president? What has she done for us?
She have not.
Can you say one thing that
I didn't even know she was the vice president.
Can we say what she has done?
Let's go, Trump.
And I am going to stand on Trump, and I'm so sorry if that may ruffle people's feathers, but I have done my own research, and Trump has done a lot for us, more than what the media tries to portray. They're getting all our favorite rappers. They're having Megan Thee Stallion twerk and all of that to gain, because they think that that's going to make us vote for them. And that's not.
And that never got my vote.
And that will never.
Same stuff I be talking about. I done said on like the last 100 videos. Same stuff, man. People are sick and tired, and I'll tell you, it's even way worse than this. A lot of them, tons of blacks, everybody speaking out, man. Everybody. Gen Z. You know, and y'all know I'm a part of Gen Z, you know. As I'm strolling through my 20s, you know, and I'm proud where I'm at, y'all. I'm proud that I get to see for what it is. I'm proud that I get to think for myself, that I get to do my own research, that I stop listening to family and friends and people that have no idea what the fuck is going on. For real. I'm thankful, I'm blessed. I'm grateful for you guys, man. All the beautiful people are part of this family on this channel. Well, I wouldn't be here without you guys. I tell you that, man. There's people that have left the channel because we used to do we still do reaction to everything, you know, music and all kind of stuff like that. But we had to take a break from it, you know. And then they started hitting me with copyright strikes and all kind of crap, especially the Trump haters, you know. But I'm glad where I'm at, man. Because I was one of those ones that was lost. Brainwashed. You know, I might have had a little bit of Trump derangement in my syndrome. But I reversed it. Again, as a conservative, as in the middle, you know, independent, I studied both sides, man. And I swing more to the right. Because over there on the left is just a bunch of woke, lunatic failures. And when I say lunatic, I mean lunatic. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. We need common sense back, man. And Trump has my vote in 2024. Trump is really all we got left right now, man. And to even start to get back on to get any kind of progress, if we want to get any kind of progress. If we want any kind of progress, man, you know, but again, they are against the corrupt system. RFK Jr., I mean, Elon Musk, and we're thankful and we're man, people are just thanking God for that Elon Musk got Twitter, that he got X, you know, because so much for free speech. Because we are against the corrupt system, man. And we just seen that video of Kamala going viral that she's gonna delete and take down Twitter. And I know Elon Musk didn't like to hear that, as you can see, as he's been tweeting. But so much for freedom, huh? Censorship. It's ridiculous, man. It is ridiculous. She can't word salads, can't understand what she's talking about, you know, can't go off script. People are clapping on puppets, man. Then the VP, poor fella. Tampons all out in the street. Stolen valor. Slapping the face to the ones who made the ultimate sacrifice. Slapping face to the veterans. And then when they ask him about it, it's another excuse. Oh, I mispronounced my grammar. I mispronounced my grammar. And they done caught him many times talking about he done went to war. Then let Minnesota burn down. But again, people vote puppets, man. People love puppets. And I'm glad that a lot of people are waking up and they're just sick and tired. And it mostly has to deal with the last 3.5, 4 years.
Never get my vote, and I'm gonna stand on that. Twerking
Did
and
not get my
having
vote.
Meg the Stallion. First off, the
That's
song that she
ignorant.
was even saying is very ignorant.
Go around asking people on the streets. I've seen so many of these interviews so far, and you'll see the same thing over and over again. You'll see the same repeated pattern. Are all of those people Republican shills, Trump podcasters who are infiltrating these online interviews? No, they're regular people who have different opinions. And you're just throwing a hissy fit, frankly, because a black man disagrees with you, and you leftoids view that as unacceptable. And you're the side of anti-racism. Give me a frickin' break. You're the side of big media propaganda. The side that just wants the establishment cult to win at any and all cost. And if that means stifling dissent, well then that's what's gotta happen, huh? This left-wing perspective ought to be condemned totally, where you see these leftist collectivists throwing a hissy fit every single week when a news organization does its job ethically. Oh, they gave Donald Trump a platform. How unacceptable. We should boycott this news network. The only thing that's acceptable to these people is hardcore left-wing partisan hackery. Anything else is straight up fascism. They want the media to keep doing their frickin' dirty work. They want kid gloves for Kamala, just like we saw in that pathetic CNN interview. I mean, total political kabuki theater. They even had an 18-minute highly edited interview that they aired to the public with a live tag on. Totally unbelievable. I mean, look, there's a live tag in this edited, chopped up piece of video that was played to the public where Dana Bash didn't even challenge Kamala Harris even once. Meanwhile, this is how Dana Bash treated J.D. Vance just a couple weeks prior.
You guys seem to be struggling a little bit. Kamala Harris has been calling the shots. As who? There's no evidence that Kamala Harris threw him overboard, called you and Donald Trump, and that is weird.
Sure.
You're saying Tim Walz doesn't have affection for his wife? I don't even understand that. They have done both. They have both policies, and they are trying to define you as well. You have been on the campaign trail questioning Tim Walz's military record. Governor Walz served 24 years.
Sure.
He even stayed after he could have retired because of 9/11, more than the country asked of him. Do you honor his service? I will say that the Harris-Walz campaign did say that the governor misspoke. That was a month before the National Guard.
Yeah, I remember JD shut her down. She got a lot of backlash after this interview, man. Everybody was actually, and some people were surprised JD stood his ground and set the record straight on this interview. You know, I mean, a lot of people are falling more in love with JD. You know, he's not a weak link. Fella solid. And again, it wasn't even in our top 3, top 6 for VP pick. You know, but everybody's falling more in love with this guy, man, JD.
Even announced that it was possible that they would deploy to Iraq, and it ended up being 2 months. He retired 2 months before they actually got the paperwork.
You know, that right there is what the left wants. They want an aggressively biased approach. They want corruption. They want propaganda. They want to stifle dissent. And I'm just going to say it, they don't want minorities to think for themselves or to have a voice in the political arena. No, this man didn't infiltrate the MSNBC focus group. He's just a regular dude with his own opinions. And it pretty much ends there. Anyways, that's what I got for you guys on this one. Hopefully.
He shot the liberal hive mind, man. But boy, let me know what y'all think, man. Comment down below. I'm wishing the best in all you guys' life, man. I did talk a lot in this video. I apologize. I usually don't talk too much, maybe sometimes, but I know that y'all been like, man, Rick, don't be talking so much. Play the clips and stuff, but you know, it gets real. You know, I'm just sick of all this crap, man. You know, I'm ready for, you know, November to be here, man. November 5th to be here. You know, I'm ready for this outcome. And we do hope and pray I believe if things are done fair, it's history will be made, man. It might be a big landslide, but we have to do our job, man. We got to go out and vote. And I encourage you guys to go out and vote, man. Bring 10, 15 of your family, friends out there. Go and vote, man. You know, it's just time for a change, you know. And I tell people, you know, ain't nobody's taking your rights. No Project 2025. It's all lies, man. Dictator on day one, you know. It's all cap. That's what they say. If it ain't lies, they call it cap. It's cap. You know. And there are some people that still think, oh, this and that. Oh, Project 2025. This, you know. So make sure you share the video. Make sure you show them this. Cut clips out of my video and send it to them. Whatever you want to do. It's real, man. And they're going to continue to wipe this Trump advance ticket, this Trump campaign through the mud. And I want to see my prayers and protect them, man. Protect them at all costs, you know, because we don't know what to expect next. You see what took place on July 13th, 2024. You see what took place. And they got to go out in outdoor rallies and stand behind a bulletproof glass now. That's what it's gotten to. I love y'all, man. One love to the human race. God bless you all and your families. And I will catch y'all in the next one, man. Peace and love, y'all.